everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Let me start with a question. Have you ever thought about how people in different countries look for a job? You might think, well, isn't it the same everywhere? You write a resume, go to interviews, and hope to get an offer. But actually, the way people find jobs can be very different depending on the country. Today, I want to share with you the differences between job hunting in Japan and in other parts of the world. This topic is interesting not only for students but also for anyone curious about how work cultures shape our lives. And if you dream of working abroad someday, this knowledge might help you too. Let's start with Japan. In Japan, job hunting has a unique system called shukatsu. This word means job hunting in Japanese, but it's more than just looking for a job. It refers to a very organized and formal process that most university students go through before they graduate. How does it work? Well, in Japan, companies usually start recruiting students about 1 year before they graduate. Many students, even in their third year of university, begin preparing. They attend company seminars, job fairs, and information sessions. They wear dark suits, white shirts, and carry black bags. There's even a joke that they all look like clones. Everyone dresses the same, moves the same, smiles the same. Students prepare entry sheets, which are short essays explaining why they want to work for a company. They often memorize answers for common interview questions, and they usually apply to many companies at once, sometimes more than 20 or 30. Why do they do this? Well, many Japanese companies want to hire students right out of school, not people with work experience. It's called new graduate recruitment. Once hired, employees often stay at the same company for many years, sometimes even for life. This is called lifetime employment, although it's less common today than in the past. Still, the idea is strong. Now let's take a look at how things are different in other countries. In many Western countries, like the United States, the United Kingdom, or Australia, the system is much less formal. There is no single job hunting season. Students graduate first and then look for jobs. They may work part-time during school, do internships, or take time off after graduation to explore options. Also, companies in these countries often look for people with specific skills or experience. They don't just want new graduates. They want to know what you can do, what projects you've worked on, and how you can help their team. Another big difference is the resume. In Japan, a resume is often very short, just 1 or 2 pages, with a photo, your university, and a list of basic information. But in the West, a resume or CV can be much longer, especially if you have work or research experience. It focuses on your achievements, not just your school background. Let me tell you a story about my friend Emma from Canada. When she was in university, she worked part-time at a coffee shop, did an internship at a marketing company, and volunteered at a local animal shelter. After graduating, she wrote all these experiences on her resume. When she applied for jobs, companies were interested because she had real-world experience, not just good grades. In contrast, my friend Kenji from Japan focused mainly on getting good test scores and attending a famous university. He didn't work part-time or do internships because he was busy with club activities and studying. During shukatsu, he applied to many companies, but they mainly looked at his school background and how well he fit the company's culture, not just his skills. So you can see, the focus is quite different. In Japan, it's about being the right kind of person who can adapt to the company, while in many Western countries, it's about showing what you can already do. But why are these systems so different? Let's think about the reasons. In Japan, companies have traditionally believed in training employees from zero. They don't expect you to know everything when you join. They will teach you how to do the job. That's why they focus on hiring people who are polite, hardworking, and good at teamwork. Skills can be taught later. In the West, companies usually want someone who can start working right away. They want people who can bring fresh ideas, solve problems, and handle tasks independently. So they look for past experience and evidence of your abilities. There's also the cultural side. Japan values harmony, group thinking, and loyalty. Many people feel it's important to stay at one company for a long time. Changing jobs often can be seen as disloyal. But in the West, switching jobs every few years is normal, even expected. It shows you are growing and looking for new challenges. Let me ask you another question. Which system do you think is better? Actually, there's no simple answer. Both have good points and bad points. For example, Japan's system gives young people without experience a chance to join a good company and receive training. But it can be very stressful because students have to apply to many companies at once, and rejection is common. Also, once they join, it can be hard to switch jobs later. On the other hand, the Western system allows more freedom. You can explore different industries, change jobs, or even take a break between jobs. But it also means you need to be proactive. You must build your skills, network, and stand out in a competitive market. Interestingly, things are starting to change. In Japan, more companies are now open to hiring people with experience, not just new graduates. More students are doing internships or studying abroad to gain skills. And globally, companies are paying more attention to cultural fit and soft skills, like communication and adaptability, not just technical abilities. I'd like to share a few quotes that I think capture these differences. Peter Drucker, a famous management thinker, once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." This reflects the Western attitude. You are responsible for shaping your own career. You take action, make decisions, and build your path. In Japan, there is a saying, "The nail that sticks out gets hammered down." This shows the importance of fitting in and maintaining harmony in Japanese society. When it comes to job hunting, it means showing that you can work well with others, not just stand out as an individual. So what can we learn from all this? First, we can appreciate that there is no one right way to find a job. Different cultures have developed systems that match their values, history, and economy. Understanding these differences helps us see the world more clearly and prepares us for working in an international environment. Second, if you are a student, it's important to think about your future now. What skills do you want to build? What kind of work do you want to do? Even small steps, like joining a club, volunteering, or doing a short internship, can make a difference. Third, we should all remember that job hunting is not just about finding a company. It's about finding a place where you can grow, contribute, and feel satisfied. Whether you follow the Japanese style or the Western style, the goal is the same: to build a meaningful and rewarding career. Before I finish, let me leave you with a final thought. The world of work is changing quickly. Technology, globalization, and new ways of working, like remote jobs, are creating new opportunities and challenges. If we stay curious, flexible, and open to learning, we can find success no matter where we are. So the next time you hear about someone doing shukatsu in Japan or someone abroad sending out resumes, remember, behind those processes are deep cultural ideas about what work means, how we join teams, and how we build our futures. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope you learned something new and feel inspired to explore more about the world of work. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.